Can you earn over 100 million ISK per hour? Get multi-billion ISK drops every single night? You can with the ISK Pro Guide. Let's talk a little bit about why the ISK Pro Guide is the single most powerful way you can make billions of ISK, often in just a few days after you get started. The ISK Pro Guide was built for any player of EVE that wants to be able to legally make billions of ISK with little effort. Whether you want to create a massive industrial empire, or like me, you just want to fund your never-ending desire for the rush of PvP. Before we talk about the ISK Pro Guide anymore, I wanted to talk to you about why other ISK guides on the market suck. Most of them, or all of them, are produced by ebook marketers, people who go around and sell ebooks on every single topic they can find. They're actually people who looked around and said, oh, people are selling gold guides for WoW, so maybe I should sell one for EVE Online. This was actually one of my motivations. I saw one of these guides, and it was so terrible that it was an insult to the EVE community. So that's one of my motivations for creating the ISK Pro Guide. But to talk more about it, what they do is they'll go on freelance writing websites, and they'll hire writers from India. And these writers in India, most of them speak English, but not well enough to really write a book. So what they do is they'll go in to Google and they'll search for articles about what they want to write the book about, and then they'll paraphrase the articles, put them into a little PDF text file, and then the people sell that text file. Well, these people never actually play the game, and they certainly don't rise to an elite level. In fact, to my knowledge, there's not one ISK guide out there made by an elite level player. They're all actually just little text files, and that's it. So now, why does the ISK Pro Guide kick ass? Well, because it's not just a little text file. The ISK Pro Guide is actually a combination of both text and video. Any guide that doesn't have video can't effectively teach you all you need to know about EVE Online. There's some things that just can't be explained in text and need to be seen. Finally, the most important reason the ISK Pro Guide is without a doubt the best ISK guide you can buy is because it's created by one of the best players in the game with a proven history of playing at an elite level. For those of you who don't know, I'm Abaddon21, and you can go check battleclinic.com and look me up. I'm currently ranked as one of the top 500 players in the game. No one else has hard proof that they are an elite level player like I do. No one else can prove that they've made tens of billions of ISK and lost it in PvP. Here's the bottom line. The ISK Pro Guide has both video and text, and lots of them. And the ISK Pro Guide was created by the well-known player that can prove he's an elite player. Oh yeah, the ISK Pro Guide is constantly updated, often before the changes go live on the server. When you own the ISK Pro Guide, you can be confident that you own the most powerful ISK making information there is. Period. Now you know why the ISK Pro Guide is the best ISK guide there is. So let's talk a little about what's included inside the ISK Pro Guide. All total, there are 3 text profit reports and 4 video guides covering everything from PvP to make ISK to scamming on a whole new level. First up is the Unconventional ISK profit report. This is the real meat of the guide. This is the big text file that surpasses on many orders every other ISK guide out there by itself. And the first thing is why you shouldn't waste your time on the 1-cent wars in Cheetah when market trading. Next, you have how you can create a system that will allow you to get easy guaranteed profits from market trading. How some players make a fortune just by knowing what changes CCP is going to make in the next patch, and they release that information publicly. A slightly unethical technique you can steal from Wall Street and apply to make ISK and EVE without any pesky jail time. The real secret to being a market master is not to live in Cheetah. I'll tell you why it's important to get as far from Cheetah as you can if you want to grow a market empire. How to maximize your loyalty point gain in missions to get the maximum profits for your time. A dangerous but fun way to potentially make billions of ISK per night. Steady guaranteed profits from war decking small, less than 10-man corps that you could probably do mostly AFK most of the time. The secret formula to expanding EVE beyond the game and going out onto the web for potentially massive profits. My favorite method, I think, an easy way for a solo pilot to score a billion ISK drop in less than a week by exploiting game mechanics. Virtually anyone can do this, but it'll probably appeal more to those who enjoy griefing. And last, can you make 100 million or more by just flying your ship through space without dying? Yes, you'll find that out on page 12 of my Unconventional ISK Profit Report. Next up is the market manipulation videos. This is actually 2 videos, and you're going to learn about how you can trade the market and exploit price differences to actually change the market prices and multiply your profits. In these videos, you'll learn how taking control of entire markets and then using that control, you can make truckloads of easy ISK. Plus, you'll see how you can do this in faraway nullsec for even easier profits. Now, I had to create a video for somebody just starting the game, somebody who just created an account and wants to start making almost autopilot ISK. And here it is, the Noob alt Plexing video. This is for new and old players. Basically, you can take a 1-week-old player and you could start making tens of millions of ISK from day, well, I guess from day 7 or day 6, maybe sooner, depending on your character and your ship type. But with this video, you can take a 1-week-old player and you can start getting complex gear that's better than faction gear, and you can start getting that every day, several times a day, depending on how much time you want to put into it. It usually takes about 5 to 10 minutes, and you can do it with an alt on your account, so it's not even your main, so you don't have to like move your main around. You can just log this guy on, collect your gear, log off, and that's all there is to it. Sometimes this gear is worth more than 60 million ISK or more per drop, and it's just sitting there for the taking. Next up is one of my favorites. It's a video I made about high-sec ganking. Now, high-sec ganking is one of the funnest and probably one of the most profitable professions in EVE. Not a whole lot of people do it, but there are some. And while it's maybe not the most highly regarded profession by other EVE players, it certainly can be profitable, and you can make billions of ISK every night with ease high-sec ganking if you know how to do it right. Now, there's really nothing stopping you from going out there and ganking just about any ship, anywhere, at any time in the game. As long as you have a plan and you know the mechanics, it's certainly possible to kill any ship at any time. All it takes is a little bit of know-how and sometimes some friends, and you can start really cashing in on other people's stuff. This video will take you through the whole process and show you some real live ganks that I did, teach you the secrets, and give you everything you need to start ganking, well, minus the gank ships. Some people make several billion ISK a day doing this same exact thing, and it's really pretty easy to do once you learn the secrets to it. Okay, now scamming is a topic of a lot of controversy, just like high-sec ganking, I guess. But scamming is looked down upon by a lot of people in EVE. Nonetheless, it's a real way to make ISK. But the thing about my scamming guide, my scamming profit report that I've included, is that it's not about all those lame scams you see in JITA. Those send me any amount of ISK and I'll double it. I've actually showed in some of my videos I've released on my website and YouTube how I've turned those scams around on this scammer, and throughout my EVE time I've made quite a bit of money just playing around by scamming the scammers in JITA. But it's not about those simple little scams. Those scams are lazy and they don't really work. People sit there for hours and hours running those scams, and if they're lucky they'll make a little bit of money, but most of them don't make as much as they would, say, missioning or even really AFK mining or something like that. So when you compete with the hordes of other lazy scammers all doing the same scams, you're fighting over a very small pie of players that are dumb enough to fall for those lazy scams. And this report's not about how to run those little crappy scams. It's about how to run multi-step, in-depth cons that you can run on EVE Online, and you can actually make not just millions, not just billions, but these same scams, cons, whatever you want to call them, they've made trillions of ISK many times in the past in EVE Online. And I've outlined not only the ones that have made trillions of ISK in the past, but quite a few new ones that EVE Online's never even seen, that somebody could just step in and start making easy money. as soon as they read this. So the scamming guide, I'm really excited to see what kind of scams some of the people pull off with the information I've included in there. Finally, there's the Incursion Report. People are literally lining up to get in on Eve's newest ISK printing machine. With little or no experience, people are making over 100 million ISK per hour running incursions. In this report, you're going to learn how you can do that, because the truth is there's so much competition of people wanting to do those incursions that it's actually kind of hard to get in on them. And when you do, about half the fleets that you'll find that are running incursions, well, about half of them are going to invite you to the fleet and then blow your ship up. So you got to know the secrets to running incursions, and that's what you're going to learn in the Incursion Profit Report. By now, I'm sure you're convinced that the ISK Pro guide is exactly what you need to take your game to the next level. But even if you're not, I want you to go ahead and try it anyway. I'll take all the risk onto my shoulders so you don't have to. Go ahead and place your order, and if for any reason you're not satisfied, you're not thrilled, I want you to send me an email with "refund please" in the subject line, and I'll refund your order with no questions asked. That's it. Okay, here's what you need to do next. Scroll down just a little bit below this video and you'll see an order button. Click that, fill out the order form, and once you complete the order form, you'll get instant access to the ISK Pro guide. You can literally start putting this stuff into action within the next hour. See you on the inside.